Listen to me. You are not crazy. You are not overreacting. You are not making this up. If you have felt a heavy weight you cannot name, if you have seen things fall apart out of nowhere, if you have watched friends turn cold in one single day, like someone pushed a secret button, well, welcome. You belong right here, right now, because I am speaking to the person they tried to wipe out. In secret. The person they tried to crush in your soul, in your life, in your heart. All at the exact same time. The person they told lies about. The person they set traps for. The person they hugged in the light but tried to kill in the dark. And do you want to know what is so funny? They really thought you had no one guarding you. They thought it was just blind luck when you lived through the exact things that would have destroyed anyone else. They thought you were just tough when you stood back up after taking the heavy blows that leave strong people crying in their beds at the middle of the night. They thought you had lost your mind because you simply refused to quit. They thought you were just being stubborn. No, they went out of their way to ruin your life, and the universe just smiled and said, "Watch this. Let us talk about that smile." Have you ever had people doubt you so much that it actually becomes funny? Like it is not even insulting to you anymore. It is just a joke. That is the feeling. Because the one thing they failed to get is this truth. You are not just walking on your own. You are being held up. You are not barely staying alive. You are being kept totally safe. There is a huge gap there. They spoke badly about you in places you had never been. They let strangers talk trash about you. They tried so hard to tie your bright tomorrow to their ugly envy. They tried to chain your beautiful life to their deep anger. And they did all of this with such an arrogant, nasty pride. Yes, giving off that nasty feeling like they had a secret over you. That gross feeling of watching them treat you like a toy. They treated your real life like it was just a silly game. Like you were just a helpless pawn they could push around. But here is the raw truth no one admits. When evil people throw hate at you and it fails, they never just walk away. They try twice as hard. They scream more behind your back. They fully believe their own fake story that you can be wiped away. So they spent their energy, they tried hard, they threw their whole days into seeing you cry. Real sweat, real work, a truly sick fixation. And I deeply need you to listen to me now because you have been doubting your own sane mind. You are not crazy. You are just seeing the absolute truth. You saw the nasty tricks. You felt the fake fights that made no sense. You felt the quick turn of their backs. You saw how the folks you cared for began treating you like garbage to be tossed out. You saw when it happened. The way it happened speaks volumes. So listen. I know how hard you tried to be the good guy here. I know you tried to keep a pure heart. I know you truly tried to just look away. But turning your back on a fire will never stop it from burning down the house. You are not soft because you see it. You are not damaged just because you feel the deep pain. You are not worrying too much simply because you can feel when the mood gets dark. Bad people love to make good souls feel totally insane. They will say you are too emotional while they are completely trying to suck the life out of you. They will call you mentally sick while they gossip about you in their text messages. They will say you are the bad one while they drag your good name through the mud. But the heaven above you just smiled and said, "Watch." Because some heavy fights are not sent to kill you. They are sent to show you how powerful you really are. Let me put it like this. They tried to break your spirit, and all they did was wake you up. Did you ever realize how clearly you saw things after they stabbed you in the back? How you began hearing their real thoughts when they stopped talking? How you began believing your own heart? How you began acting totally different? That is not you becoming mean. That is you becoming smart. They wanted you lost. You found your path. They wanted you to despise yourself. You finally started loving who you are. They wanted you crying for their love. You just turned your back and left. They wanted you needy and weak. You started growing strong. That is exactly why they failed. Because the honest truth is, you are not kept safe because you are flawless. You are kept safe because you have a mission, and a mission costs a lot. Purpose always brings out the bitter haters. Your calling brings dark attacks, because if they cannot be like you, they will try to destroy you. If they cannot beat you in life, they try to make you turn bad. If they cannot work harder than you, they try to ruin your pure heart. Yes, hear me out. Some cruel folks do not ask God for good things. They just hunt good people. Some sad folks do not want to fix their own lives. They just want to steal yours. And they absolutely hate the hard truth that after all their attacks, you are right here, still alive, still sharp, still hoping, still walking tall. So they make up wild lies in their heads. They say you must be a bad person to still be doing so well. They say you must be cheating life. They say you must have lost your soul because they cannot face one very basic truth. You are deeply guarded, and that invisible shield makes them go crazy with anger because they tried their absolute hardest, and you simply did not break. They dug deep holes for you. You walked right around them. They made a massive mess. You found pure peace. They used others to block your road. You saw right through it. They tried to make you scream and yell. You just got smarter. That is the smile from above. That is the victory. It is not an ugly ego. It is total pure faith. And I want you to grab hold of that deep faith right now, because you have been living with a heavy, sad heart, asking, why did this happen? Why did I have to lose all my friends? Why did my heart have to break into pieces? Why did that big chance just slip away? Why did the people I love stab me in the back? And I am going to share a hard truth that might hurt right now, but it will save your life. Those people leaving was actually your safety. Those sudden stops were your saving grace. Those lost chances were just the universe pulling you far away from a roof that was about to fall on your head. You cried because you felt thrown away, but you were being saved and moved to a better path. You thought life was beating you down, but life was actually keeping you alive. You thought your dreams were put on hold forever, but your soul was just getting ready. Because if you had received what you cried for in the past, while still acting like your old self, surrounded by those toxic friends from back then, you would not have survived it. So your true safety did not look like pretty flowers. It looked like crying all alone in your room. It sounded like dead quiet. It felt like friends never answering the phone when you needed them. It felt like a hard rejection. It looked like everyone judging you wrongly. It felt like being locked in a quiet space just to confront the deep pain you kept running away from. And I deeply understand how much that aches. That specific time is absolute hell, because you just wanted to be loved. You craved a real family. You desperately wanted someone to stay with you, but instead you got stabbed in the back and told to grow up. But true change is always harsh to the weak person you used to be. It always hurts like a death before it feels like flying high in the sky. Now listen closely. They tried everything in their power to break you, but the heaven above just smiled in victory, because the stars knew a truth you totally forgot. The universe knew you were made to survive heavy storms. It knew you were not the kind of person who gives up and sinks. You are the rare soul that figures out how to stay alive even when pushed totally under the deep waves. You have survived horrible nights that you never even speak out loud. Painful traumas you had to joke about just so you could get out of bed in the morning. Bitter tears you had to choke down because there was not a single trusted shoulder to cry on. Dark secrets that would make ordinary folks stare at you in pure shock if they ever found out. And yet, you are still breathing. So let those sad haters play their pathetic little games. Let them group up in their sad circles. Let them waste their breath talking trash. Let them use your good name like a dirty knife. Because every single time they try to drag you into the dirt, your spirit just gets 10 times stronger. And yes, it is deeply unfair. You should never have to grow up through such awful suffering. You should never have to find out the truth by bleeding. You should not have to become smart just because your friends turned out to be totally evil. But life does not ever ask if you are ready. It just throws the hard test right in your face. So here is your new rule. Stop trying to explain your heart to folks who desperately want to see you as the bad guy. Stop trying to show your pure soul to a person who makes their own life easier by making you look like a total monster. Stop giving your warm love to greedy folks who only come around to suck you completely dry. Let me be brutally honest. A lot of you are way too nice, way too open, way too quick to answer the phone. You reply to every single message. You take every late call. You offer peace to toxic people who did nothing but lie right to your face. You keep fighting to unlock old doors that the universe slammed shut to save your life. And then you cry because you feel so deeply tired. Hear me, saying no is not mean. It is totally sacred. Your quiet mind is not something for others to ruin. Your journey is not up for public debate. You do not need anyone else to give you a pass to start loving yourself. So when those toxic people try to bring you down again, you do not cry. You do not break down. You do not check to see who is on their side. You do not go searching for their ugly gossip. Stop that. You get very silent. You get super focused. You stop showing your deep wounds to the whole world. You stop letting people who hate you watch you cry, because some folks do not look at you to cheer you on. They stare at you to learn how to break you. They want to find your sore spots, your soft heart, your open wounds. They want to know exactly how to make you quit. So you must become a mystery. Not crazy, not loud, but a total mystery. You completely stop acting the way they want you to. They poke you hard, and you do not even blink an eye. They insult you deeply, and you just walk away. They tell awful lies, and you never argue back. Because your quietness is not losing the fight. It is a brilliant move. It is the universe smiling right through your face. Victory. Do you know what victory really looks like? It means fine. I see exactly the dirty trick you are pulling. It means shut your mouth. It means let us see who is still standing at the end. It means you just showed me your true colors. So please, stop shedding tears for cruel folks who love to see you broken and sad. Stop asking for a fair fight in a dirty world that actually loves liars and fakes. Stop believing you are failing just because you refuse to be nasty. You are not failing. You are being moved to a better place. And I am absolutely not telling you to turn into a monster. I am begging you to finally open your eyes. There is a huge gap between being a truly kind soul and just being totally foolish. Many of you think that being sweet means letting people step all over you. You can have a big heart and still lock your door. You can deeply love someone and still walk far away. You can forgive their sins and still delete their number forever. You can be close to heaven and still guard your real life. Because staying safe takes way more than just hoping. Keeping safe is totally about what you refuse to accept. True safety is picking exactly who is allowed in your circle. Staying guarded is about the bad things you stop looking at. Saving yourself means ending the toxic routines you keep making silly excuses for. Some of you must stop laying your head down right next to people who secretly want you to fail. Not just bad friends, but bad thoughts. That awful fear, that habit of hurting your own success, that deep sickness of wanting everyone to clap for you, that desperate cry to fit in. Nobody can ever break you if you finally stop breaking your own beautiful heart. Yes, that hard truth really hurts, right? Because sometimes the real enemy is not a stranger in the street. Sometimes the bad guy is the sad part of you that keeps running back to the exact same fire, simply because it feels warm. So right now, we end that forever. We destroy the sad thought that says, I brought this on myself. We kill the ugly lie that whispers, I am the one who is bad. We burn the thought that says, I need to hide. No, you did not fight through absolute hell just to become invisible. You did not cheat death just to eat scraps off the floor. And make no mistake about it, your bright light is deeply going to make some folks very mad. Your huge self-love will make them boil. Your strict rules will show how truly ugly they are. Your success will make them feel like awful failures. A lot of fake friends only cared for you when you were crying on the ground, when you had absolutely no money, when your mind was an awful mess, when you always answered the phone. They loved the weak you because it made them feel like they were the kings. So the second you stand up tall, they lose their minds. When you stop crying, they start telling dirty lies. When you get better, they scream that you act completely, totally different now. Yes, you changed. You were meant to grow. A butterfly never says sorry to the bugs who only liked it when it was stuck crawling in the dirt. Now, I deeply want you to focus on this one raw fact. If they honestly thought you were a total zero, they would never waste so much sweat trying to hold you back. No person gathers a massive army to attack a poor soul that they think does not matter at all. No one wastes a single dime trying to make you fail if you do not scare them to death. No fake friend loses sleep over your life unless your future is incredibly bright. They can smell your huge success. They can sense the massive blessings headed your way. And that is exactly why they act so nasty and cold. That is why the whole room feels heavy and tense the exact second you walk through the door. That is why old friends try to race you in secret without ever saying a single word about it. That is exactly why they steal your ideas while telling everyone else that your ideas are totally awful. That is why they pray that you burn out. Because a bone-tired you is a weak puppet they can easily push around. A deeply tired you is a totally lost you. And a lost you completely forgets how much power you truly hold. So today you must guard your bright spark like it is pure gold, because it absolutely is. You stop screaming at foolish haters. You stop rolling around in the dirty trash. You stop begging for apologies from a monster who smiles when you are crying and confused. You close your eyes and rest. You take care of your health. You get up and move your feet. You sweep your floors clean. You kick out the toxic thoughts that live inside your head without paying rent. And you lock in, because total vision is the ultimate power. Pure drive is exactly how you beat them without ever raising your voice. Clear eyes let you build a castle while they just talk trash. Tunnel vision is how you become a force no one can ever break. Now let us drag out the ugly truth you are too afraid to say out loud. You have been hiding your magic. You have been walking on eggshells. You have been hiding your flame just so you do not upset the jealous people around you. You have been chopping your massive goals into tiny pieces just so your small-minded friends will not freak out. You have been letting pure panic pretend to be fake humbleness, but inside your chest you feel it. You know you were born to do giant things. You fully know your life is not meant to just work endless hours, pay rent, and die exhausted. You deeply feel that there is a side of your soul that is totally fierce in the most beautiful way possible. Fierce because you never quit. Fierce because you show up every single day without fail. Fierce because you never care if they clap for you. Fierce because you can sit in an empty room and still feel like a total king. That is the powerful spirit the universe is desperately trying to drag out of your chest right now. Because staying safe without having a true calling is a total waste of breath. You were not kept alive just to stay glued to the floor. Life did not rescue you just so you could hide in the shadows. You did not survive hell just to keep making the exact same painful mistakes over and over. So, here is the big change. Right now, you stop answering nasty insults with long tears. You answer them by flying way above their heads. Right now, you quit begging to be heard by fake friends who wake up every day completely desperate to hate you. You let your massive success do all the talking. Today, you quit crying to the sky for a magic clue. You turn yourself into the blazing fire. Your steps become heavier. Your voice gets much stronger. You walk like a warrior who absolutely knows they are fully shielded. Not rude, just completely fearless. And when the haters crawl back to attack you, and they will come back, you do not even blink. You just smile in their faces because you already know that you win in the end. You already realize you are heavily guarded from above. You already understand that every dirty punch they throw just makes you vastly smarter. Every backstabber just cleans out your circle. Every painful goodbye just shoots you closer to the stars. And listen, it is perfectly fine if your heart is still bleeding right now. It is totally normal if you still cry over the exact monsters who broke you. It is completely okay if your brave face cracks and falls some days. That does not mean you are a loser. It just means you have a real beating heart. But do not ever let yourself think that having deep feelings makes you a weak coward. Crying your eyes out never means you are losing the war. Crying simply means you are letting the heavy poison out. And the second you wash out the poison, you create a beautiful open space. Empty space for true, deep love. Space for massive chances. Space for a totally quiet mind. Space for your greatest chapter yet. That is exactly why they completely failed to crush you. They have zero clue what happens when a special soul simply refuses to accept anything less than pure respect. They are totally blind to the absolute power that explodes when you stop asking others if you are allowed to be great. They do not get how unstoppable you become when you absolutely refuse to feed your deep terrors anymore. They will never realize the massive giant you turn into when you stop begging for claps and finally start fighting for your own pure freedom. So yes, let the haters group up. Let them yell their lies. Let them talk in the dark. Let them make their sad little plans. You carry a heavy magic that money can never ever buy. You have a tough iron skin that was hammered out in the coldest, blackest nights. You possess a wild heart that completely rejects staying in the dirt. You own a bright brain that is finally opening its eyes to the sun. And the absolute second your eyes fully open, the game is totally finished, because you refuse to accept the absolute worst treatment from anyone. You stop pretending that cruel insults are just tough love. You stop calling toxic fights a passionate romance. You stop pretending that a friend who lies is a friend who cares. You stop thinking that being used is true bonding. You finally pick your own health and joy with absolutely zero regret in your chest. And I deeply need you to feel this burning in your ribs this very second. They did absolutely everything to murder your soul. And the stars above just smiled at their foolish attempt. Not because nothing can ever hurt your feelings, but because you become a total force of nature when you finally focus. So give it everything you have, right now. Do not wait until the morning. Do not wait until you feel brave. Do not wait until strangers finally tell you that you are good enough. Right this very minute, fight for your heartbeat like a soldier on the absolute very last day of the war. Sweat and bleed for your huge dreams even when the room is empty. Lock your lips tight. Hunt your goals without making a single sound. Pile up your massive victories. Guard your quiet mind with your whole life. And when the jealous fools attack you one more time, and you feel that nasty dark cloud roll in, that quick fear, that messy fight meant to drag you into the mud, do not freak out. Just grin, take a massive breath, and scream it from the very bottom of your heart. Watch me. Because the exact second you stop being scared of the lies they tell behind your back is the very moment you turn into a blazing sun that burns their shadows completely away. the rare breed of human who treats massive betrayals like a simple morning jog, the unstoppable force who takes every nasty insult and burns it like gas in an engine. And your eyes shoot open, and you see you were never guarded just to barely scrape by. You were kept breathing to grow into the exact giant they simply cannot ever overlook. The absolute legend they can never swap out. The original masterpiece they can never fake. The wild soul that continues flying higher and higher and higher into the clouds, even when every single hand below you is desperately trying to rip you down into your painful past. Because you are fully finished playing the sad victim in everyone else's movie, and you are now writing your own massive story. And your grip is wrapped tight around the pencil, and the very next step is totally up to you. And you can feel that raw power boiling up inside your stomach this very second, that wildfire in your ribs, that pure light in your brain, that absolute feeling of, I am done being nice right now. Because you were not born just to be kept in a tight box. You were not placed on this earth to be treated like a puppet. You are not meant to be sucked totally dry. You are here to explode and take up huge space. And the minute you truly believe that deep in your bones, the sky breaks wide open, the entire world flips upside down, the way fake friends stare at you shifts, the way you look in the mirror totally transforms, and you absolutely quit crying and asking, why does this hurt? And you stand tall and roar, come and get it, and you start walking through the fire like a warrior who has already seen the end of the movie. When you keep pushing forward every day while they stay glued to watching your life. When you keep working hard while they rot away in deep jealousy. When you keep your eyes on the prize and they stay lost in the drama, because you are definitely not the soft kid you were when they first tried to ruin your life. Your teeth are much sharper now. You are totally fearless about saying no and slamming doors. Now you walk through a hurricane without blinking. Now you refuse to beg for a single crumb of love. You stop running after people who run from you. You absolutely stop trying to show them your pure heart. You just keep growing and growing and growing your massive, beautiful life. So here is the final truth. You are not just a person who survived a bad time. You are a living miracle that they couldn't kill. Every lie they told was just a stone you used to build your path. Every person who left was just the universe cleaning your house. You aren't empty. You are finally free. The weight you felt wasn't a curse. It was your wings growing. They wanted you to be a sad memory, but instead, you became a legend. Stop looking back at the people who tried to break you. They are still in the same place, doing the same small things, while you are flying toward a life they can't even imagine. I want you to take one deep breath and feel the power in your chest. You are guarded. You are chosen. You are unstoppable. The next time life tries to scare you or the shadows try to pull you back, don't yell, don't cry. Just look them in the eye, feel your guardian angel standing right behind you, and whisper that one simple word.